This one, Scott, is for you. How can you promise to do a better job than your incumbent with the hot check fund when technology has made it that people write less paper checks?
The hot check fund still exists, and it can still be maintained, and it can still be continued. People still write hot checks. People still write checks on a daily basis. When she came into office in 2009, people didn't just immediately stop writing checks, because immediately we stopped collecting on those hot checks. You can see the difference in the actual physical numbers, the actual numbers from the county auditor's report, the official documents that she asks you to look at, that there was a decrease, an incredible decrease in not just the collection, but also the spending in that office. She may have spent less on certain other items over the last 3 years, but nobody in the history of Ector County has spent $50,000 at the hot check fund on office furniture. The district attorney's office actually received some of the cast-offs from that county attorney's office. She bought 2 lateral filing cabinets to replace the filing cabinets they had, and we now use the vertical filing cabinets that are metal and ugly in our office. My desk is older than I am, but you know what? It works. It works fine.
You're out of time. Would you like to respond?
Yes, we were proud to be able to contribute to the other departments with some of the furniture. We converted an entire room using my home dining room set. We converted it into a conference room so that the victims could have their own office. And in order to do that, I found a used furniture store, and we bought a lot of used lateral filing cabinets. And so the district attorney's office has a lot more room that we have in storage. We were happy to contribute those to their office. As far as the hot check fund, it was slowly going down. My predecessor was not friendly to prosecuting hot checks. As a matter of fact, just prior to that, me coming on, her investigator told me that he was encouraged not to try to get hot checks back in the county attorney's office from Walmart and places like that, and I have that memo. The hot check fund is coming back as I knew it would. I'm looking at the long term. I prefer to use those funds and lower the taxpayer funds. That's what they're for.
Our next question was going to be to ask that if you feel this fund will continue. We'll ask both of you that question. You sort of answered that one if you want to expound on that.
Yes. And one of the things that I've needed to do too is I've needed to transfer people in the office where it was needed. We have the highest per capita removal rate of abused children in Ector County than any other place in Texas. I moved one of the positions from hot checks to the CPS to try to help with those cases. Also, our investigator has to help with those CPS cases. We have to do the high priority things. We handle hot checks as we can. We've had several hot check roundups. We have gone to merchants and delivered hot checks. We have instituted the Omni system, which I'm very proud of, is where people cannot renew their driver's license unless they pay their hot checks. We are committed to taking care of this, and now that we have more staff with my pretrial intervention and we have the backlog cleared up so that we don't have to spend so much time on that, we're getting to go back in and concentrate more on hot checks and things that we have more discretion over.
Mr. Layh.
Yes, I do believe that the hot check fund can continue. I don't believe that it will continue in the pattern we're moving with this current administration. I think we need to have proper collections, and the collections have gone down under this administration. The official documents show that. They continue to go up under the past administration, and the official documents show that. They also show that it was continuing to rise, and when she came into office, it was at an all-time high for Ector County. It's now nearly extinct, and as far as those figures show, it'll be at 16,000 at the end of this fiscal year because it has already been budgeted out to that point. We can collect, we can continue to collect, and several businesses have come to me and told me that they have plenty of hot checks, that they don't ever get their calls returned, that they don't ever get responses, and that they need the help to collect those hot checks. And it can be done through hard work and through actually appearing there at the courthouse to do your work.
The next question, Cindy, is for you. This comes from our OA Interactive. 4 years ago, your issues, according to your race against your challenger or against the incumbent, were holding I'm trying to read this right, I'm sorry, the handling of child abuse cases, hot check prosecutions, DWI and domestic violence offenders, and outsourcing of county legal matters. How would you give yourself a grade on those?
I believe that, especially considering what I came into with the backlog, I'm very proud of our office. We've accomplished a great deal. Everyone has gone beyond the call of duty. by being proactively prepared, and this was a surprise to me. I thought we would have more trials on DWIs and things like that. However, we found that the prior administration was not preparing until trial and therefore rolling the dice at trial. We are not that way. We have the videos that we review at the onset. We're prepared, and therefore we're able to get better sentences up front than the prior administration got at trial. They had 19 DWI trials. They lost 14 of those, and of the 5 they won, we get better sentences and arraignments. As far as outsourcing, I'm continuing to go before the Commissioner's Court, trying to get them to let us handle the civil cases, give us the attorney so that we can have a civil section and handle those cases. I'll be happy to. I handle anything that they ask me to handle. Thank you.
You each have 2 minutes now for your closing statements. We'll start first with Scott Lott.
Thank you. I am asking for your vote for county attorney. 4 years ago, Ms. Nutter ran against her predecessor, and the issues she ran on were a high turnover rate, an increase in DWI dismissals, misuse of the hot check fund and the collection of hot checks, and then outsourcing that civil work. As far as a grade goes, I'd say she should receive an F. The hot check fund is almost non-existent today. Over $50,000 spent on furniture, almost $10,000 spent on catering, luncheons, donuts, and ice cream. The DWI dismissals have gone up 244%. And they didn't just go up in that first year. They continued to go up, and as the last year, when she knew she had an opponent, they still went up 200% over her predecessors. That's an astonishing number. That means they dismissed 2 times as many DWIs. In addition, they're not getting the same pleas that were received before she was in office. They've had 2 DWI trials, and they had 2 acquittals. No guilty verdicts on their DWI trials. As far as the outsourcing, they do none of their civil work. Judge Redford does the civil work for them. As far as outsourcing, they're also outsourcing the criminal work now through our environmental litigation. Everybody says that I've been mean in this election, but I've run on the same issues that she has. Her predecessor had a turnover rate of 20 people in that office. She has had a turnover rate of 20 people in this office, including 9 attorneys versus 5 attorneys with the previous predecessor. She's done a worse job on each of those accounts. And if I'm your county attorney, and if I have the opportunity to be your county attorney, if my report card looks the same, I would expect my opponent to run on the same exact issues. These are the issues. She's a public candidate, and that's why I brought those up. Thank you.
Ms. Renner?
Yes, I would encourage everyone. There have been a lot of misstatements in this campaign. I would encourage everyone to look at the official documents before making your decision in this. That's all that I would ask. The challenge of the county attorney's office is to address hundreds of offenses each month in the manner that most effectively nips criminal behavior at the onset and relieves the burden on the established criminal cycle. That is, felonies, which require much more resources, such as court proceedings, detention, and separation from society. We must hit them hard at the onset in ways that get their attention, turn them in the right direction, get necessary treatment, and teach them life skills and the value of hard work. They must know that if they commit offenses in Ector County, they will be swiftly prosecuted and must attend victim impact panels, classes which deals with their offenses, and complete tough community service, including trash pickup. Now that the office has finally cleared most of the backlog, we are free to focus even more on making our office the best it can be and continuing to improve our work performance to best serve the citizens of Ector County. We're all the time hearing that things can't be done. We don't accept that. We think outside the box, and we use common sense to make things happen. We work smarter, we work faster, we are a family, and we are a team. I would encourage you to look at the facts and our accomplishments on Facebook and website. They're tremendous. We've won awards, and that is for a reason. I'm proud of my team, and I'm proud to be a county attorney, and I would ask for your vote. Thank you.
Kind of mean giving an attorney only 2 minutes.
As we noticed. Both of you, by the way.
We want to thank everyone for joining us live in our audience here at the Seed Building. Thank the university for allowing us to be here. We want to thank all of our viewers at home who took the time to watch the candidates and hope that you learn something and are able to make an educated vote when you head to the polls.
Thanks to our partners as well, the Odessa American, the Odessa Board of Realtors, and of course CBS 7. All of you, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you.
And Election Day is May 29th. Thanks everyone for coming.
Good night.